Hey, Activate Athletes, what's going on? Coach Iain back with another exciting class. Just a couple announcements. First, happy Saturday. I hope everyone's weekend is getting off to a good start. I know if you're starting this class, that means you guys were just ready to rock. Secondly, I hope everybody's staying safe for everything that's going on. And last but not least, I want to thank everybody for joining in today, our San Diego natives and even our international natives. I really appreciate that. That's right, Activate is starting to go international, so big shout out to the crew over in Estevan, Saskatchewan, and over in Orangeville, Ontario. Really appreciate you guys. That being said, today's class is a core class, so we are going to be working on that pillar strength here. That is our main focus. So again, we'll get started with a warm-up, followed by a few different series. We're going to attack a bunch of different aspects, but today we really just want to get that blood flowing. So we'll start with a nice little warm-up. We'll go some knee hugs to start. Go 5 each leg. Two more. Next, we'll add a little ankle grab with a calf raise. We'll go 5 each leg here. Go one more. Next, let's have our feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Hands on our hips right here. Slight bend in our knee into a bit of a hip hinge, right? We're going to stick that butt out just a little bit and drop right into what we like to call good mornings here. Drop that chest down to the floor, right back up. Try to make your back parallel with the ground. Go for about 10 of them. So one more here. After we're done with that, we'll go kick with a reach. All right, so we're kicking with our right foot up, leg straight. Touch our left hand to our right side, and as we drop down to the ground, touch both arms to the ground, or sorry, both hands to the ground, and dropping that leg back. So stretch on both sides here. We'll go 10 each leg. More, and let's switch legs. Last one. And before we kind of move on with our next stretches, let's go feet shoulder a little bit wider than shoulder width apart again. And we're just going to open up our hips a little bit. We're just going to move them. We'll go counterclockwise 10 times, and then we'll go clockwise 10 times. And as we start to get a little bit more warmed up, we can start kind of incorporating our upper body a little bit. Start moving our shoulders, dropping our chest to the ground as we come in front. Switch, go the other way. We'll go 10 times. Last one here. And next we'll kind of drop down to the ground. We'll go half kneel here and open up our hip flexors. All right, so we'll start in that sagittal plane here. Pushing through our glute, right? We don't want to extend through our low back. We want to push through our glutes here and just rock into it. We'll go 5 times rocking this way. Next we'll add a twist. And we'll twist the other way for 5. Open up that medial side of those hip flexors. And over the top. Get that lateral aspect, those obliques and those external obliques. And we'll switch legs here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over the top. Next, make sure we have a little bit of room here. We're going all 4s in this position. We just want to go into fire hydrants, right? So we're going to kick those hips out and really activate those glutes. We'll go for 10 each side. 10. Switch sides. And 10. Now staying in this position, just so that I can see you guys, I'll go profile. We're going to go straight leg kickbacks. Activate that glute max right here. I'll go for 10. And switch. And 10. Now staying in this position, we're going to go into pelvic tilts. Right? So this one, we really want to focus on moving our pelvis forward and backwards, or staying in that sagittal plane, so into that anterior portion and that posterior portion. Doing that, we really got to contract. First, we'll start in that anterior pelvic tilt. So if you notice that divot in my back, that's for me extending through my low back and pushing my butt out. And as we come up, we don't want to open up through our shoulders. We want to open up through our hips, right? So we're going to squeeze our glutes together and suck in our belly button in that posterior pelvic tilt. Just to activate all those intrinsic muscles so they're ready to fire when we start doing our series. We'll go for 10. One more. And 10. We're done with that. Let's get back up on our feet. We're going to go into a bit of a dynamic sort of workout or stretch or warm up, if you will, just to kind of get that blood flowing. So we'll go high knees for 20. Butt kickers for 20. After those 20, we'll do drop squats. Really finally opening up those hips again. So we're going to drop down to the floor. Feet are going to be wider and shoulder width apart. Touch the hand on the floor as we come up. Feet together. Drop down with the other hand. Go for 10. 2, 3, 4. Really focus on dropping that butt to the ground. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Alright guys, hopefully we're all warmed up now. Forgot to give our shout out today. Thanks to the Activate crew. I got Carlsbad alkaline water again. I think this is starting to be my favorite kind of water. Really enjoying this one. Whew. So make sure you guys have some sort of drink and maybe a towel around to wipe off. That being said, let's get started with our first series. So our first series is going to work on the anterior portion, right? That six-pack muscle primarily. So we'll go with 3 different exercises, starting with dead bugs. We're going to be on our back. Try to lay as flat as you can. Arms are going to be right above us. And legs are going to be straight out. As we come together, a dead bug looks like this, right? So we're bringing both our elbows and our knees together, coming back and touching the ground. That's 1. We're going to go for 10. Next will be a straight leg crunch. So we're going to stay in this position. Hands will be right behind our head right here. As we come up, we're not just bringing our head up, okay? We're going to bring our shoulder blades off the ground and right back down. Last but not least will be straight leg raises. So we're going to stay in this position. You can have your hands down to the ground, just kind of keep that balance. And we're just going to go about 4 feet off the ground, our heels, and back down. And when we come back down, we don't just want to throw our legs back to the ground. We want to control it. Coming off the ground, control it. We're going to go for 10 reps there. So 10 reps with the dead bugs, 10 reps with the straight leg crunches, 10 reps with the straight leg raises. We'll go for 3 total rounds, and we'll get started here. Starting with the dead bugs. Here we go. Round 1. Bringing those straight leg crunches. Here's behind our back. Let's go for 10. Again, bring those shoulder blades off the ground. After this 10, bring those straight leg raises. And 10. Give yourself a quick break if you need it. We'll go for 2 more rounds. Right back into those dead bugs. Here we go. Into those straight leg crunches. Behind our head. Again, lifting those scapula off the ground. After that 10, bringing those straight leg raises. Quick sip if you need it. Towel to wipe off. We'll go for our last round right here. Again, back with those dead bugs. Straight leg crunches. And last but not least, straight leg raises. Here we go. All right, great job with that first series. Wipe off real quick, grab a quick sip if you need it, and we'll move on to the next one. Now it's important to know, if for some reason this is a little bit difficult, we can always drop the rep count down, or if it's too vigorous on our body, I'm doing 10. If maybe you can only do 7 or 8, that's totally fine. The point is we want to build up those reps and build up that volume. It's not about lifting heavy or doing anything like that. So next series, now we worked on that anterior portion a little bit, and work on that lateral side and that frontal plane. So starting with side plank rotations, we're going to be in this plank position. Hand is going to be behind our head like it was for those straight leg crunches. And as we come down, we're going to rotate our body so that our shoulders are almost parallel with the ground again. And we're going to touch our elbow to our fist. If you notice on the fist or the forearm that's on the ground, my fist is clenched up so that my elbow can fit right in there. That'll be 1. We're going to go for 8 each side. Switch, go to the other side. Again, in this plank position, we want to make sure that from our ankles all the way to our shoulders, that it's as stiff as a board, right? We don't want our butt sticking out right here. We don't want to be almost leaning on the ground. We want to be almost exaggerating that, pushing our hips out so that it's straight as a board. If this is too difficult on the body, you can always drop down to our knees right here. Work at it this way. Next, we're only going to pair this with one other exercise. It'll be a side lying V-up. So we're going to lie on our side right here. I'm starting on my right side. My right arm's going to be sticking out for a little bit of balance. We're going to sort of balance on our right glute. So as we come up, almost like a regular V-up, hand's going to be starting behind our head. And we're going to meet with our hands and our feet in the air, and our butt should be kind of that fulcrum area. And right back down. And we're going to go for 8 there. So 8 on the side plank rotations, and 8 in the side lying V-up. Here we go. And make sure as we're coming up for those rotations, right, we're not ruining that full range of motion by dropping our arm down to meet our fist. We want to keep our arm straight up in the air so we can get that full range of motion. Switch sides here. Again, if that's a little bit too vigorous on the body, we can always drop down to our knees, make it a little bit easier for us. And 8. After those 8, we're going to go right into those side lying V-ups for 8. There we go, remember, arm is straight above us. As we come up, we want to, if we can, touch our hands to our feet, or get as close as possible. Making sure that our butt is that fulcrum that's staying on the ground. Here's on the other side. After we're done those 8, that's the first round. We're gonna go for 2 more. Second round, hopping right into those side plank rotations. Again, we want our body stiff as a board from our shoulders all the way down to our ankles. Right, hand up overhead, and make sure it's not dropping down. As we come through, we want to extend those hips, really exaggerate that movement. 7 and 8. Switch it up, go on the other side. After those 8, right into those side lying V-ups. Show you guys a different angle in case we're a little bit confused still. Again, we don't want to be lying straight on both glutes. We're going to be starting on our right side. We want to almost be at that angle right here. Right, it's almost like you're balancing on just one part of your glute. More on that lateral aspect. So again, we'll go for 8. Other side here. After those 8, quick break. We'll finish it up with one more round. Okay. Hand behind our head, here we go. 8 reps. One more. 8. Switch sides here. And 8. Last set of the side lying V-ups. Here we go, let's knock them out. Switch sides here. And 8. Great job, everybody. Some of you that are just finishing up, remember, we don't have to rush through any of these. Go at our own pace. We want to make every repetition count. As you can see, I was dropping into that full range of motion. It's not about speed. You never have to just bust it out. You want to get that full range of motion. Really contract those muscles. Okay. Now on to series 3. Kind of tell we're kind of working different areas of our body. We're going to work on that posterior section now. A lot of people say, well, what of that core, that pillar strength? Why are we working on our back? Our core is right here. The thing is, our core is actually kind of 360 all the way around here, because if you think from that bottom of that last rib all the way down to our hip, we really only have our spine holding us up. And to hold us up, all of those muscles, even those intrinsic ones, have to work together to keep our upper body up. So that includes our posterior section. So starting with Superman alternating with hands and feet. We're gonna be on our stomach in that Superman position. Lying prone, hands out right in front of us. As we go up, we're gonna alternate our hands and feet, okay? So if my right hand goes up, my left leg is going up, back down. Left hand goes up, right leg goes up. So we're gonna be alternating. There and there is one. We're gonna do 8 each side. That'll be 4. Oh, sorry. Both our hands reaching at the same time. So opposite arm, opposite leg, opposite arm, opposite leg. That'll be 1 rep. We're gonna go for 8. Right into a single leg glute bridge. Again, opening up those hip flexors. At the same time, we're activating that posterior chain a little bit. So we're gonna have a single leg glute bridge. You can start with either leg you want. I always start with my right leg on the ground, left up in the air, and we're gonna drive those hips up, back down. Now, again, those of you who've done my workouts before, I like to make things a little bit harder. So why not? I'm gonna drive that heel a little bit further away from my body to make it a longer momentum arm, to really force my hamstrings to really kind of contract as well. At the same time, you'll notice my foot isn't flat on the ground. My heel is digging into the ground. So we'll go 8 and 8 on each side for that. And then last but not least, we'll go into a bird dog. Bird dogs, we're gonna be on all fours, right? And similar to the Supermans, instead of lying in that prone position, it's gonna be the similar movement, except we're just gonna be on all fours right here on our hands and knees. So if my left arm reaches out, my right leg is coming back. Now the important thing to know about bird dogs is that we're working on those intrinsic muscles. So a lot of those muscle fibers that really connect each vertebrae or multifidi, we want to be able to contract those. It's a great exercise for that because it allows our back, our extremities to really work with each other. So in order to correctly do this exercise, we want to pull our stomach into our spine to keep our back nice and flat. You notice if I'm just sitting here, going left, right, you'll notice that divot in my back. That's not really working those intrinsic muscles, so we really gotta push our belly into our spine to really flatten that low back. And as we come in, we're bringing our opposite knee and opposite elbow out, and then we're extending. That'll be 1. We're gonna go 6 each side for that. So, recap, the Superman alternating with our hands and feet. We're gonna do 8 total, single leg glute bridges. We're gonna do 8 on each leg, and then for those bird dogs, we're gonna go 6 and 6. Okay? A total of 3 rounds. Let's start with those Supermans. Arms out straight in front of us. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 8. So that should be the rep count for our Supermans. Flip it over so we're lying supine there. Into those glute bridges, single leg glute bridges. If this exercise is a little bit too difficult, or we don't have that hamstring strength, we can always stand that on our double leg. And again, the closer you move your feet into your body, the easier the exercise is going to be. But there's a way to make it easier, there's always a way to make it harder, right? So again, if you want to make it a little bit harder, bring those feet up. Here we go, for 8. Switch. And 8. Going into those bird dogs, again, we're on all fours here. First, I want to contract that stomach, so really pull my belly to my spine. And as we come out, we want to contract that the whole time, so it's almost like an isometric squeeze. So 6 each way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Switch sides. For 6. That should be our rep count for those bird dogs. That's round 1. Let's go for 2 more rounds here. Here we go. Into those Supermans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Flip it on over for those single leg bridges. As we come up in those single leg bridges, I didn't say this, but we really want to force our hips up so that from our knee all the way to our shoulder is flat as a board, okay? So this should be kind of our end position on the way up, right? We don't want to just stop just a little bit off the ground, getting that full range of motion. Up to 8, right into those bird dogs. 6 and 6. Again, we're squeezing that belly back into our spine. Stay in that posterior pelvic tilt. Really squeezing that transverse abdominis. 2 rounds down. Quick sip, wipe off if you need it. We'll head for that last round. Here we go, arms out straight in front of us like we're Superman. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Flip it on over to that glute bridge. Here we go, switch legs. And 8. Last but not least, finish off with that last set of bird dogs. Again, really pushing that stomach back into our spine. We want to activate those intrinsic and posterior back muscles and core pillar muscles. And 6. Great job, everybody. Done through 3 series. We just have 1 left. This one's a bit of a conditioning circuit, but it's also a lot of shoulder stability. Maybe you think, it's a core class. Why do we even need to focus on any other muscle? For you athletes out there, enjoy playing. Whatever it is you like to do. For me, it's basketball, lacrosse. A lot of our balance and coordination does come from our upper body. And functionally, whenever we use our leading joints, our shoulders in this case, sometimes we do have to incorporate our core. So it's important to have that stability and that strength to be able to be fully functional and pliable. So, that being said, I'm going to try to get through 2, maybe 3 rounds, but everything's going to be timed. So this one is just, all it is just rep counts, okay? So, we'll start with plank up downs. A little bit vigorous, but like I said before, where there's a way to make it harder, there's always a way to make it easier, and vice versa. So starting with plank up downs. In this push-up position, feet are a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. As we drop down, we're going to go from a high plank, which is this position, down into a low plank, and right back up. Now, this is going to be for 20 seconds, so we just want to get as many reps as we can. Try to remember to count your reps because we want to try and beat that on the next round. Okay? Now, as we come back down, maybe you can't see from this angle, but I don't want my hips swiveling back and forth. Because again, as much as we are working our shoulders, it is core day, and we do want to focus on that kind of opposite movement, right? So when we're in that high push-up position, when we're dropping down, we're not swiveling our hips. We want to keep them nice and steady. And to help us do that, we want to make sure that our feet are a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. So really control that movement on the way down, keeping our hips still. Many reps as we can. After 20 seconds, I will count out onto our plank jacks. So we're going to stay up in the shoulder position, in that push-up position. Plank jacks look like regular jumping jacks, except we're in that plank position. So we're just dropping our feet just like this for 20 seconds. Last but not least, we're going to go into a plank with a straight arm reach. So staying on our forearms here, bringing our arms straight out across. Again, we don't want our hips to swivel or open up like this. We want to keep them parallel to the ground, both of them, straight out in front. Now, if this begins to get too tiring for us, we can always make it easier by staying on our knees. Okay, we can do everything here on our knees. Find a good, solid, comfortable position. Drop down into that plank position, right back up. Same thing with those plank jacks. Okay, we can just hold that isometric hold right here. As for the plank with the straight arm reaches, we can stay on our knees to make it a little bit easier. We're just reaching right up. Okay, again, I'll call out for time. I'm going to try to get through 2, maybe 3 rounds. Got a few minutes left here. We'll try to really knock out these exercises. Again, we want to stay in that full range of motion. So as much as we do want to get reps in, we want to also be able to, make these exercises count. So don't feel like you have to rush through everything. We do want to get a nice sweat on, but we also want to be, really good with our movements. So plank up downs. Here we go. We'll start in 18 seconds. Quick breather if you need it. Quick sip of water. We'll go for 20 seconds here. Three, 2, 1. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Keep counting your reps. Three seconds. Good. Over to those plank jacks. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop right into that one. Plank. Remember, we don't want our hips to swivel side to side. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Woo. That was 1 round. Let's go for a minute break here. Shake out our arms if we need it. Get started in about 18 seconds here. 15. Five seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Starting with those plank up downs. Here we go. Try to beat your previous rep count. Switch over to those plank jacks. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop into that forearm plank. Straight arm reaches. Push through that burn. Try not to drop. If we're having an issue, just hold that plank. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shut it down. Let's try to get one more round in here because it is Saturday. We want to get off to a good start on the weekend. Why not go for one more, right? One more to grow from. We'll start in 30 seconds. Quick sip if you need it again. Like I said, if any of these exercises are getting too difficult, you can always drop down to our knees and make it a little bit easier. If we don't want to do that, at least hold that isometric hold in that plank, whatever position we're in. Go for one more round here. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plank up down. So here we go. Three, 2, 1. Into those plank jacks. And straight arm. Keep those hips nice and tight. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Woo. Shut it down right there. We'll end it with a quick stretch. Staying in this position, you guys need to shake your arms out. That's our last series. And with a nice little cool down, and we'll get out of here with a good start to the weekend. So start with that kind of prayer stretch. Let's go hands out in front. We want to lengthen our low back down to the ground. Hold it for a little while. Go 3 ways. Reach over to our right. Get that lateral side, our obliques, and a little bit of our lats. Opposite side. We'll go figure 4 here. Cross our right leg over our left. Left leg is straight back. A little T-spine reach through and that pure former stretch on our glute. Go for about 5 each side. Call it a day right. Switch sides. Last one, and we'll shut it down right there. All right, guys, we're all set for today. I appreciate everybody who decided to tune in and join us. Have a great weekend, stay safe, and we'll see you guys next time.